Good afternoon, and welcome to Skyhawk Pilot Lessons. I'm your host, Marty Conley. Each week, we strive to bring you important information that's going to help you succeed in college, so please take advantage of all the information we provide you with. Last week, we talked about Lassi and the number one weakness among freshman students, which was test preparations and test strategies. This week, we want to discuss the number two weakness, which is concentration.
Hi guys, I'm Haleigh, and today we're going to talk about the number two weakness of all freshmen, concentration. These are my friends, Allison and Paige, and I'm just going to ask them a couple questions about how they best concentrate. So guys, how do you best concentrate when studying for a test?
Well, for me, it depends on the subject of what I'm studying for, but most of the time I like to get away from home and I like to go to a place like the coffee shop here on campus that has a little bit of background noise so that I can really tune everything out and really focus in on what I'm studying for.
I like to go to the library and be all by myself. I like to go to the little cubicles in the back of the library and just sit down and read through my notes, read through my text, and work on anything like math or writing papers or anything.
I am a very visual learner, and I have to hear things, but I have to hear things and see them at the same time. So I like to study in groups where we can talk about things out loud so that I can better understand. So you like to study in the coffee shop and you like to study in the library. So what kind of tools should the freshmen bring into those places?
Well, the best thing for me is I like to highlight things during class or reread over everything and highlight, and then I like to go back through what I've highlighted and write it out, because for me, I like to see things visually, and some people can type it on a computer, but for me, I have to have my own hand writing it out, and that's what really helps me to get it stuck in my head.
Paige, what do you use?
I'm the same way. I like to have everything in my own handwriting. Like if I have PowerPoint slides from the professor, I like to go back and rewrite everything and then write the notes that I wrote in the side during class. I also go through and highlight things in my book, and sometimes I'll write in the margins the important things.
Well guys, I hope this has really benefited you, and I hope that you have excellent concentration for your test next week.
In high school, you probably weren't required to do very many papers, but in college, you'll have one after another. Using someone's work and calling it your own is considered plagiarism. Stay tuned for more information on how you can avoid plagiarism.
The university, if you look in the faculty handbook and other places of the student handbook, says that plagiarism is knowingly using someone else's source, someone else's information as your own and passing it off as your own. That's dishonest. But also, there's also technical plagiarism, which is still plagiarism, which means if you unknowingly do it and you haven't been careful in what you're doing, that the consequences can still be the same. The best way to do that is to stick with the library. The library is 10 times better than the internet alone. The internet has a bunch of wonderful resources, and the library can help show you which ones are authoritative and which ones are ones that you don't want to use. But just going and starting off surfing, when someone gives you an assignment, just starting to surf the internet and clicking on whatever the most popular website is, that means you're going to have to do a lot of searching, and you'll probably get sidetracked with your Facebook page or whatever, and then you'll run out of time. That's really a less effective way to search. Unless you know exactly what you need on the internet, that's probably not the best way to go about it. So using the library is the best way to go about that. Your composition, first year composition classes should have a library component to it. You have reference librarians down there that can help you with any questions. They even do little mini classes and seminars on searching, for authoritative sources and how to use those. So that's the first thing. The other thing is the Writing Center in room 209 of the Humanities Building, the Hortense Parrish Writing Center, is a wonderful resource. They've got experienced teachers and students up there, people who have taught a lot of composition classes, a lot of writing classes, upper division students who have completed a lot of writing classes and have been hired there, can help you with the practical problems. So that's a free resource. It's underutilized, and it's available whenever school's in session. There's even you can go to you can email them at, I believe it's owlautm.edu if you have any questions online during business hours, essentially, you have a tutor there that can help with any of those plagiarism or grammatical questions. There's also an online site that's available just on the internet. The Writing Center site is on the internet, but there's also owl.english.purdue.edu. That's an online writery. They won't answer your questions like our Writing Center will, but they do have all the resources you need there online. So if you don't have a book about plagiarism or you're not sure what to do, you can go there and that will answer some of your questions.
Coming to college can be a pretty hard adjustment, especially when you have to leave your old friends and your family behind. Some of us live 1 to 2 hours away so we can just go home on the weekends, and others live much farther away. These people tend to deal with being homesick. Danielle Henley and Justin Toddy have more information on how to avoid being homesick.
Hello, I am Danielle Henley and this is Justin Toddy, and today we're talking about ways to prevent being homesick. Justin, how do you feel that being homesick can affect the college student?
Well, being homesick can affect the college student in several different ways. First of all, it's going to affect how you study, because you're going to be focused on the things at home, and you're going to be focused on your parents and missing your family and stuff like that, and you're not going to want to focus on the things that are happening here at college. You'll be focused on what's happening at home. And second of all, it's going to affect your social life, because you're going to feel disconnected from the other students. You kind of feel alone, that you're the only one feeling that, and in essence, you're really not.
So what would you tell a college student who feels like they're ready to go home and they are feeling really homesick?
Well, never give up. Just stay involved and stay active here on campus, because once you get active on campus, it's just going to feel like a part of you, and this will be it'll feel like a home away from home, and this will feel like your family. There's so many things you can do here on campus, whether it's get involved with SGA, get involved with housing on your floor. They always have weekly and monthly events that your RAs do. You can get involved with Greek organizations, and there's intramurals, and Stalker just started up, and they'll do events throughout the spring and the fall. There's also over 100 organizations, student organizations, clubs and stuff here at UTM to get involved in.
All right. Well, thank you, Justin, and hopefully today you learned something about being homesick and ways to prevent it.
If you're looking for a way to get involved and still help people in the community, maybe you should join a community service organization. Kirsten Mcknight, the president of Rotaract here at UTM, can tell you more information on how you can make a difference.
Rotaract is the collegiate version of Rotary, and we are a community service organization. Rotary is our sponsoring organization, and that's where community professionals finance our community service initiatives. We have 2 major initiatives this semester, which are the Quad City Can Sculpture Contest and Operation Christmas Child. The Can Sculpture Contest is a great opportunity for freshmen to show their creativity while helping others in our community as well. Not all community service has to be structured and overly mechanistic. This is a great creative opportunity so you can express yourself and show your own personality and flavor while benefiting others in the community and those that are less fortunate. If you would like to participate and sign up. The last date I need to know if you're participating by Monday, October 11th at 6 p.m. If you're a freshman and you want to get involved in the Can Sculpture Contest, you can email me at utmrotaract.com. We'll have individual members able to help you and your group out so you can learn how to set up your sculptures and help you get your creative juices flowing so your sculpture can really reflect you and your pep group. For more information, you can contact me at utmrotaract@hotmail.com. And any questions, comments, concerns, we can go from there.
Most students tend to be pretty far from home, which means if you were to get sick, you probably can't go see your home doctor. Well, here on campus, we have the Student Health and Counseling Center, and they're here to meet your needs. So stay tuned for more information.
Student Health and Counseling Services is a combined facility, and we are located on the corner of campus, very easy to come in. The Student Health Office, they offer health-related services. Anybody that might have sniffles, sore throat, eye infections, they're welcome to come in. Our services are free. There may be some minimal charges, such as if the nurse practitioner performs any type of test, such as strep test, TB test, any kind of just more than just looking at you, so to speak, or urinalysis, there will be a minimum charge, and all of these charges go on the Skyhawk Silver card. To make an appointment, usually you need to call the day before and make an appointment for the next morning. Every now and then we might have some time for walk-ins, but usually it's better to call ahead. And then as far as the counseling services go, we also are the same way as far as appointments. Call and schedule an appointment. The sessions are usually 50 minutes. Every now and then we have time for a walk-in, and we welcome walk-ins. If it's a crisis, we definitely want somebody to come over. Now, our hours for student health and counseling are from 8 to 4:30. And so after hours, if there's any type of crisis, such as somebody's wanting to hurt themselves, then they need to call campus police or 911.
Well, that about wraps it up for this week's show. Tune in next week for more information on how you can stay up to date in the classroom and around campus. Thanks for tuning in, and have a good rest of the week.